So I work with your group to create a survey.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Yeah.
So your answers should be based on both consumer input and your own strategic judgment based on your intended target and positioning. So right now we're trying to identify a target and our position for our product in the inside of that target.
So what questions are we trying to answer? These ones down here, right? These ones in blue. Product classification, product service differentiation, product line extension, service quality.
Multi-channel distribution,
Yep.
retail function. Yep.
That's what I think we're trying to answer.
So it's more for a service. Our service is the product, right?
Right.
Is the current physical location in keeping with your selected target positioning? We don't really have a physical location. Discuss the atmospherics and presentation of the current store and make recommendations for improvement. We don't really have a store. If your service or retailer is online, discuss the layout now. So tonight, are we just figuring out which questions we want to use in our Qualtrics survey? Because it sounds like we got graphs we have to build as part of the results.
I think that would be a good start, at least, since we're not, I don't know, I feel like there hasn't been very much direction yet for the project. So I think if we just came up with our questions for the survey, that'd be a good start.
I know we need to probably assign somebody to do the that one piece that he gave us already, the
approval letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As soon as we can figure out exactly what we're doing, or pretty close to what we're doing, yeah, we got to send that in.
So yeah, I think we're on the right track. Let's get the questions out, and then.
All right. So one thing it says in the brainstorming response instructions, it says ask demographic questions at the beginning rather than at the end of the survey. So do we want to pull out the demographic ones? Do we want to try and do this in order, or just want to spit them out on the page and then order them later?
Didn't it say that's something that you shouldn't do?
Yeah, I thought the demographic came at the end. Am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. It says ensure your questions avoid. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
All right. So Dante Mears, why do you use Uber? Question mark. Do you guys want that on there?
That seems like a reasonable question.
Yeah.
But hold on. Don't they need to be something that's closed ended, right?
Yeah, he's got options there. Convenience. I just posted it in the Google Doc. Convenience, work, vacation. So you check a box.
Okay, I'm good with that.
What time of the day would you say you usually use our services?
I never kind of knew what that was trying to get to, really.
Yeah, I mean, it gets kind of the timing, but I don't feel like it does much for understanding much about the customer.
How would you rate your overall past experience with our company? 1 through 10. See options 1 through 3, 4 through 7, and 8 through 10 are what Dante had.
I think we need to do something like that.
1 through 10.
Okay, something of that nature.
And do like 1 is very dissatisfied and 10 would be very satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay, we can tweak that. Yep. Is there something we did not offer that you would like us to address? Yes or no? If yes, specify.
I don't think that's a closed-in question.
Okay. How would a safety button in your transportation vehicle make you feel? I'm not sure what the point of a safety button would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand that question either when I saw it the first time.
That's okay.
And then his last one was, does having the option to track the vehicle picking you up make a difference? Yes or no? Why?
I like that question, but I don't know how closed-ended it is.
I think we just need to reword it because I like the question as well. I think we just need to reword it in such a way. So let's just paste it in there and then we can work on it. Does that
really
work?
Quick, would we want to do something like scale of 1 to 10, how important would it be, or how preferable would it be to have a tracking option?
That
make
would
it a
do
1
it.
to 10?
There you go.
Okay. We can, yeah. That's fine.
We got to put Jimmy's in. It got the teacher
Yes.
endorsement.
What is your biggest complaint about Uber? Cost, difficulty, getting a ride, unprofessional drivers, and then cost is on there twice.
Sorry, I put cost in there twice.
We could put safety or cleanliness, or there's a lot
Yeah.
of things we could put in there. In fact, if we have more than 4 options in the survey, we could do more.
Yeah, I think that one came up several times. How would you rate your last experience with Uber, 1 through 10? I think we kind of already had that one on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Uber offered a money-back guarantee for shortest, quickest route, would you use it more?
Oh, I feel like that would just be an automatic yes for everyone. I mean, it's a good close-ended question, but
I don't know how you guarantee the shortest, quickest route because you got you got traffic, you got road construction, you got all kinds of.
Right, but my only knowledge of Uber was when my sister took it from the Salt Lake airport to downtown Salt Lake, and they ended up in West Valley before they got there. So if you know Salt Lake at all, the guy ended up taking them an extra 5 miles just to get more money. So that's kind of where I was headed with that question.
Gotcha.
and that's a good question. I didn't even think about that.
So
just
maybe
so you guys know, I'm gonna shut off my camera because I'm eating. So just so you know.
that's fine. So maybe the question should be guaranteed rates up front, so you know what you're paying.
Yep, I like that.
That could be a how important are guaranteed rates, 1 to 10 kind of thing.
Yeah. So we'll just put something in here, like we can wordsmith it later. Okay.
I'm good with that.
Which is your biggest driver when choosing a ride-hailing service? Cost, closest to location, convenience. I think we'll have a few variations of that question.
Right.
Okay. Scott Benson, Uber survey questions. How would you rate the following Uber? Not important. So how would you rate the following about Uber? Sorry.
And then you got wait time, cost, driver, and then you give them, it's a 1 to 10 kind of thing for the 4 things underneath.
All right. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of the same as what you guys have been saying, it seems.
Yeah. So we'll have some version of that. Okay. How do you feel about Uber's rates?
I really like that question, the idea of it, because then people are able to say, well, if it's too high, if it's like less than they expected, I like that. I don't know how we would. I kind of like how Scott wrote like the percentages too high, too low. So I do like that question, but I don't know.
Okay, I added it. We can fine tune it when we build the actual survey. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate how easy it is to navigate the Uber app?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, I think if it's intuitive, it makes a difference for sure. So how easy is it? Intuitive? Yep. What is a fair reward for referring a friend who signs up with Uber? 5, 10, 15, 20, or $25?
I was just pulling stuff out of the hat.
You good?
I think it gives us an insight into how people do referrals. I think that's.
Yeah, I like it. Let's add
it. What other services would you like to have Uber provide to you? Restaurant services, laundry, grocery.
Yeah, add that one too. Because I think Dante was trying to get at that one earlier, and then but it was just open-ended.
Who would you like to see Uber co-op with and include Uber transportation in the total package price? Airlines, concerts, amusements, cruises, others?
I think that one's complicated myself. I'd skip it. But
actually, I kind of like it.
Okay.
Because then it gives us some, I think the word's breadth to what we're trying to do with Uber. You know, if we were truly marketing Uber, it would give us some ideas of how far we needed to go to get it spread further.
Okay.
Do we need demographic questions in this one? I see you shaking your head yes, Scott.
I think so. I thought so. I thought we did. Because it says avoid having demographic questions at the beginning, which implies they'd be at the end.
I had the same thought process.
I think it's okay having them, just not all like in one.
I think it should be like 3 or 4.
How did you hear about Uber?
Well, I don't think we need them, to be honest with you, the demographics, because if you look on that page where it's talking about what we're trying to find out, that's not one of them.
Thinking of it as a marketer, what I would want to know is like if a bunch of people said I'd be willing to pay more, and I look and it's a people who are older with higher incomes, then I know who to market to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
True. Yep. Yeah, I'm good with that.
It helps me define my target market.
Okay.
I just lost it. I'm trying to find it again. How did you hear about Uber? Okay. Demographic questions, age group, reason.
I just didn't write them out. Just,
That's fine. Did we agree that we wanted to put in the question about how did you hear about Uber? We want that one or no?
Yeah, because then it would tell us what strategies are working and which are not.
Okay. Then
So I don't know if this is. Anyway, we can refine that, like you said, but I'm thinking that we need to do some research and figure out what exactly Uber has done to promote the product, and then put those as the answers so we can get, you know what I'm saying?
I've never seen an Uber ad ever. Have you guys? Everybody knows what it is, but I don't remember ever seeing an ad.
I've never seen an ad for them.
No, I think a lot of it's word of mouth and it's in the news. They're just over weird things that have happened, right?
For sure.
So demographic questions, yes?
Yeah, I think we have to at the end, yeah.
I think we just use the same demographic questions we used last time.
Okay.
Because then we'll stay consistent with what we're trying to do, right?
Sure. Makes sense. How often do you rely on Uber services weekly? 0 times, 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5+.
I feel like monthly would be more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because personally, I've never used it, but I have friends who've used it once or twice.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you live. I think big cities, people use it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I'll change it to monthly. What is the biggest reason for using Uber? I think we got that one covered. What is the biggest reason not to use Uber? I think we got that one covered. How would you rate your overall experience? I think we've got that one covered. And then more demographic questions. All right. Why do you use Uber over other types of ride shares like Lyft, taxi service, or public transportation?
I like that one.
It is safer. It is less expensive. It is easier. Sometimes it's the only option you have. Okay. Yeah, I like the question. I'm just not sure that some of the options to answer are relevant.
Yeah, well, we can adjust those, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to rate it compared to other services, what would your rating be from 1 to 10? And then why did you pick this rating? That's not really a closed end.
I kind of hope at the end we can have at least one catch-all, I think that'd be it. The catch-all wouldn't be a great one to say, if you could tell the CEO one thing to change, what would it be, kind of thing.
Yeah, if this was your company, what would you do different?
But anyways.
So this last question that Jake put in, if you would rate it compared to other services, what would your rating be? But then it doesn't
kind of got that already, don't we?
Really, why? Yeah, I think we're covered there. Sarah, what is your satisfaction with Uber been? horrible to fantastic, 1 to 10. I think we got some satisfaction questions in there already. What could Uber do to make your experience better? I think we have a question like that in there. Rate the following most important. We have that. Could Uber do anything to make services more appealing, convenient? I think we got that question. Demographics we got. Lisa, how would you like to identify your Uber service?
Ooh, I like that.
Your Uber driver.
Yeah, I really like that one.
How else should you be able to contact Uber besides the app?
I like the idea of that one because I personally don't know any way to contact Uber other than the app.
Yeah, I think
that's the only way.
But that's their whole wheelhouse. I mean, that's the whole business.
Right.
We can ask it. I don't know that there's a better way, to be honest.
The only thing we have to be careful is it can only have enough questions to keep people's interests.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the suggestion is, but I would think like once we get much past 10 questions, we may be
I think
stretching
10 should be the limit.
it. Yeah.
Well, let's keep going and do what we like, and then we can narrow it down.
Yeah, it's always easier to edit, right?
Yeah. So we've already got a couple questions that are like, if there's something you could do different, what would that be? And it might be that, I'd like to be able to shoot an email and have someone show up at my house to pick me up, So there's still ways to get the information. Should the Uber driver make a commission? How much? I think they do get commissions basically off a tip that you decide.
Yeah, there's a set rate probably, and then you can tip on top, I think, is how it works.
Yeah, that's what it is. I haven't used Uber, but I've used Lyft. I think they totally should get a tip, but is it a question worth asking? Is anybody that's going to say no? With any type of service, I think generally,
if it's excellent service, they should definitely get a tip.
Yeah, the question's kind of related on how the service was. The question maybe might be more like, how good does the service have to be in order to get a tip? I don't know. Do you guys like that question or not?
Yeah, I say we leave it out for right now.
Do you prefer Uber to other rides? Yes or no? Should you be able to watch the route on your app while the Uber driver takes the route?
I think that's similar.
Just pull that up and my wife is in the background. She's used Uber in New York, and she says it's actually on display already. The route.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. You can see it on your phone, I'm pretty sure. Would you feel secure if you could see the inside of the vehicle from your app?
I don't think that's a question needing to be said.
Yeah, I think those are two. I don't think they're going to give us what we really want to know.
Okay. Age groups, more demographics, and then what my questions are, like I said, there's a lot of already great questions. What 2 things do you value the most with Uber? You have to choose 2 out of 4 or 2 out of 5.
I like the 2 things because I'm pretty sure in the survey you can do that. You can have like a laundry list and they can check a couple things.
So we can do some variation of that. I know we've already got things that people value the most, but sometimes it's hard to just pick one. And it might be more valuable to have people's top 2.
Yeah, because if they're giving good information, you might as well get it all.
Yeah. What other services should Uber offer to make it more appealing, like beverages, snacks, loyalty program, personal info about the driver and interests, GPS tracking? I think we got that covered. Yeah. What stops you from using Uber more?
I like that kind of question, especially for people who haven't used Uber.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all of them.
So how many do we have in the Google Doc now? About
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. So we got to cut it almost in half eventually.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to get going.
See ya.
So,
bye,
thanks.
Sarah.
See ya.
See
Have
ya.
a fun trip.
So here, let me go to the form real quick. Can you guys give me some ideas if you can? Let's see, it's in the announcement. So here's the form we have to fill out. So this is what we got to decide. What's the title of our project? What is it? Uber survey? Is it that simple or?
I think so. Uber marketing survey.
Yeah, we'll put marketing in there.
Uber satisfaction, Uber, yeah.
Okay, instructor and course, that's easy. List names of students, that's easy. Please identify the primary contact. That can be me if you want. I can put that in there. What type of research project are you planning? Online survey.
Yeah.
It's the first one that we're supposed to do, isn't it? Because aren't they going to email us back email addresses?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
now I know why I get these stupid surveys and it annoys me. BYU's giving it out to a bunch of marketing students.
Now I feel bad for always ignoring them.
Me too. I'm like, oops, oh well. Brief description of the project. I could just make something up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just write a paragraph. That's it. I'll do this form.
Okay.
I'll try to get it done tonight.
Thank you.
And then
All right.
approves,
Do we have something to submit, like our Google Doc?
No, I think this is it because you just hit this proceed button and that sends it.
Yeah, there might be a question 7 or 8 or 9. There might be more there, Scott. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, tell you what, I'll work through it. If I get stuck, I'll contact you guys. I'll send an email or something.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Anything else? I'm good for tonight. I think we've brainstormed and done everything else we needed to do.
Yeah, I think we made good progress.
I'll go through and fine tune our Google Doc.
All we need is somebody who's good at the survey software. I'll look at it, see how easy it is or hard it is, I guess.
Yeah, I'll look at it too.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's pretty intuitive.
Years ago, I used SurveyMonkey. I don't know how close this one is, and it was actually easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put the whole thing together in a half an hour.
It can't be complicated.
No.
There's no way it can be that complicated.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, I'll work on these questions, work through the survey. If you have any, the setup, let us know.
Yep.
Just email if you have questions.
Yep. And I'll post this meeting to the discussion boards for people.
All right, guys. Thanks.
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 Yeah.